Here's an interview from one of our past shows on Rock and Metal Revival. If you're interested in hearing full shows, go to our Facebook page and check out our list of affiliates for times and places where you can hear Rock and Metal Revival. There's brand new music from Nonpoint with their version of the Prince classic When Doves Cry off their new EP called Ruthless, right here on Rock and Metal Revival. And we'd like to welcome back to the show Nonpoint lead vocalist Elias Soriano. Welcome back to Rock and Metal Revival.
Thanks for having me, buddy.
It's great to have you. First off, it's great to hear new music from Nonpoint to give 2022 the kick in the ass that it needed. I know that 2021 was kind of a roller coaster of a year for you guys in the band. Did you find that with all that stuff going on, that it felt good to get those thoughts and emotions out in new music?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, those thoughts really just became, that music just really became the, theme song for the year. We wrote it prior, but it just eventually just became the soundtrack of a tumultuous year. And we dropped the rest of the tracks at end of December, and it's bringing people into an exciting 2022.
I got to ask, I'm a big fan of Prince. What made you guys decide to do a Prince cover?
Our fans chose it. We did a contest on our Instagram and across our socials, and put up a bunch of songs and had the fans choose for us.
What a great song. You guys did a great job with it. In 2018, you guys released the album X with, I felt was a kind of a heavier project than the Poison Red release. And from listening to Ruthless, you guys have kept that heavier feel. Does that have to do with the times that we're currently living in, with the music that you're writing, kind of a little heavier edge to do with the subject matter?
I think so. I guess it's just the music that's coming out right now. We're really liking our heavier stuff more as of late. So we're really pushing the envelope and giving our fans a little bit of the taste of the old school Nonpoint they love so much.
Well, I know, Elias, in September of 2021, you guys went through something that all bands fear happening when you had an accident with your equipment trailer, and then you and Rob were diagnosed with COVID. At that point, were you thinking, what the hell is next in 2021?
Yeah, you can't just be worried about the future nonstop. You just have to prepare for it as best as you can, and then you deal with the issues once they come. You don't want to be walking around your entire life worried about the next day.
Exactly. And one of the things I told you before we went on the air, I've seen Nonpoint a lot of times in the last 20 years, and you guys are such a phenomenal live band, and it looks like you guys really enjoy what you're doing when you're playing live. That whole COVID shutdown thing had to be hard on you guys as a band.
Yeah, it was. It was tough. We tried to head out. When we had the trailer incident, and Rob and I both contracted COVID. We did our best to get out and play whatever shows we could, and we rescheduled a bunch of them to January. That's why we're here at Fort Knox doing pre-production and getting ready to head out and start with Indianapolis tomorrow night. But it's a brave new world. You gotta adjust, and that's what we're doing.
In April of 2021, the band announced its own label, 361 Degree Records. How is that going so far for you guys with Ruthless being your first release?
Oh, it's great. It's great. Having the team that we have, having the mobility and the being able to stay as nimble as we are, adjusting and moving things it's just it's a fun process, and having it in your hands now is definitely something that we enjoy.
Well, Elias, I've been a fan, like I said, for over 20 plus years, and have loved seeing the growth of the band in that time. It always seems like when this area, Madison, Wisconsin, or Southern Wisconsin, needs a jump start or a kick in the ass, here comes a Nonpoint show. From those early days of playing the clubs and the smaller venues to now, like if you're playing out Taste of Madison or maybe even the Sonic Boom or some of the bigger festivals, what do you think the biggest change has been for the band, and what still rings true some 20 years later?
I say the biggest change for the band is our hold on the administrative and the business side of things. We spent decades, having teams work our stuff and help us make our decision and craft our decisions. And, when it's in your hands. You see some of the ease behind it, but also to some of the difficulty that they face. So I think that's probably the biggest change between that and the rebranding of the band. My team, Rob Rusha, Francesca, Ludacar, just added Angel Graves to the team, Erica Monday, all of our friends at Amuse. It's just a great team of people that really want to help each other, and help us push the project.
We talk to a lot of bands on the show, and I like to, especially a band that I saw early in the early days of a band when you're playing in the club, and then I see on the big festival stage. Are there things that you miss playing the small clubs once you get out and start playing some of the bigger festivals?
Well, we still play, clubs often. We got a few clubs on this tour. We love that up close and personal. And we love the sea of people. They're both their own entity, I guess. Mm-hmm. And the show is definitely affected by both of those. There's big, stadium shows, and then there's that up close and personal club show. When it's up close and personal, I definitely banter a lot more. It feels a lot more personal, I guess. Mm-hmm. So I definitely enjoy that intimacy for sure.
Now, I see on your website that you guys got dates booked out through the month of January. What else is in the plans that you can tell us about for 2022 for Nonpoint?
We're going in to record our second EP in this series, and then we'll most likely be hitting the road again come June, July. With more new music hitting. We're going to keep dropping songs. That's the thing that we enjoy the most, and that now that we have the ability to wield a song whenever we want to, that's what we're going to be doing. We're going to be dropping a ton of music.
Well, that's outstanding. I know that Nonpoint has always been real close with their fans and had a special relationship with their fans. If our listeners want to keep more up to date with what's going on with Nonpoint, where's the best place to get the real information, not the stuff that people just throw out there, that might not be true?
You got it. Our socials are definitely where you want to be. We all curate all of our own socials. We answer, and comment. But just following really isn't enough. You have to engage, so that way we land in your algorithm. That way when we post something, it pops up. So that's what we ask people the most to do. If you can comment, toss us a like, toss us a share, so that way we can stay in touch with you. Because they make it hard. They make it really hard. Just so you guys know, and fans and the community, the rock community knows, organic reach and reaching your favorite favorite band is becoming more and more difficult the more and more expensive it gets to advertise on these social media platforms. So they're trying to push us to advertise as much as possible and to spend as much as possible. So in order to do that, they make you really work the organic side of things. So getting those likes, getting those comments, getting those shares connects us closer to you guys.
Well, that is outstanding. Well, I know that I'm looking forward to seeing Nonpoint back out on the road in 2020. And Elias, we appreciate your time for coming on Rock and Metal Revival today.
Thanks so much. Anytime.